What's up, YouTube?
What's going on, YouTube?
This is Super Diva.
It's Mike the Socialite.
Broadcasting to you live from Philadelphia, baby.
Mount Airy.
Yo, so listen, right? We had an interesting week today in the freaking news, guys. All kinds of things has been freaking going on. The first thing I want to touch on is this Jenni Rivera situation. She's a Mexican singer from Mexico. Parents came over here as immigrants. And they were singers and everything like that. She was a singer. She was 47 years old. Got on a plane crash and died in a plane crash. At first, they couldn't find where the plane went. They didn't know. It was her and 6 other passengers on the plane. They didn't know where the plane was or anything. Then they found it in northern Mexico. And in northern Mexico, the wreckage was crazy and there's no survivors, guys. So, Jenni Rivera, rest in peace, Jenni Rivera, and the 6 other passengers that was on that plane. They said that she was an American. She was about to break through to be an American artist, and that was the thing. We was about to know her real soon, and so we missed out on someone who was possibly, you know, a great, you know. And that's just crazy, guys. I mean, you know, tell us what you think about that. If you knew Jenni Rivera, any of her music, tell us what you think about that.
Yeah, definitely.
In other news, guys, OMG,
what?
We have another downer, Kate Middleton, which is Queen Elizabeth's daughter. In law, right? She's in a hospital. She's having a baby. Well, she's not having a baby, but she, you know, she's pregnant and everything. She was going through complications with the baby. And these 2 pranksters from Australia called in. And they were acting as if they were the Queen and King Charles. I
heard something about this, and they showed some pictures of some lady, but what's that all about?
Yeah, so they're calling in or whatever, and they're like, oh, you know, I'm the Queen, and I would like to speak to my granddaughter, Kate Middleton, and things like that.
Yeah.
And so they get through, and then they get to a nurse. The nurse is like, well, she's asleep right now. You know, initially everybody thought that she actually talked to Kate Middleton. She didn't. She talked to a nurse. She was like, she's asleep right now. She's been dehydrated. You know, the baby is doing fine. She had, you know, complications. And she's sitting there talking to the Queen, who she thinks she's the Queen of England. But these 2 disc jockeys that are, you know, playing around and, you know, causing this prank, doing this prank or whatever. Yeah. And so how about... they're laughing about it. He has Prince Charles and somebody acting like the dog in the back. Or whatever, and he's like, mommy, mommy, and all this other stuff. So she's continued to talk to her. They hung up, and, you know, she got, like, real information from him, you know what I mean? Yeah. From her, or whatever, because it's like, she's telling her, you know, she's dehydrated, she was, you know, mean to the staff, but she wasn't mean to her, all this other stuff, she's feeling discomfort, she just got sleep, and all this other stuff, or whatever. So Kate Middleton was totally freaking embarrassed. It was an embarrassing situation for the royal house. But it gets crazier than that. The next day, the nurse that they talked to, Janitha Salando, she is found dead in her apartment.
That's what I heard about. So wait,
dead.
What's
guys,
that all about?
What is that about? Okay, I mean, I don't know if this embarrassment was too much for the royal family that she was...
Was she assassinated?
Was she assassinated, guys? I think that it's just a little too crazy that as soon as this happened, she's dead the next morning. The very next morning in her apartment. I'm like, whoa, that is crazy.
I don't even really want to comment on that. I like to continue doing my blog and living.
I think that's crazy. They were saying that she was probably so embarrassed herself that she committed suicide. But they said that there were no signs of any...
serious? Like, that she would commit suicide over that? Like...
So they're saying, they're ruling it as a suicide. And I'm like, hey, I don't know about that. But it just kind of happened a little too quick. I'm a little suspect about it. Guys, tell me what you think. I mean, do you think...
That is real funny for the next day.
She went overboard, or the royal family went overboard, or who went overboard? Somebody went overboard.
I would think maybe the Queen.
But it was crazy how she got through, though. It was just like, boom, boom, boom. Like, you know, there was no, I don't know, you know, what they asked for, but she just was, like, talking to her.
Well, you know, people know how to get their way. Like, they probably knew somebody, and then they're disc jockeys. They knew somebody that knew somebody to how to get straight into wherever she was. That's true, because they did have
a certain number.
They probably called somebody they didn't know in dietary. Well, where's she at? Oh, she's on the 2nd floor in room BC or whatever, the standard 3rd.
But she didn't even say any room that she was in. She just was like...
Well, they might have known what area she was in to call directly
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, if we wanted to get into somewhere in Einstein, you know, call my godmom, you know, we'll just Okay, whatever floor, she knows exactly what floor to call because, you know, her mom works there.
Exactly.
So.
Yep, that makes sense. That's how she got through that.
But
I'm
that's
like,
deep,
that
y'all.
is very deep. And her parents are devastated and distraught about the whole situation.
Yeah, because it's probably because of that. You know, they don't play games over there.
I'm like,
them Royals are serious.
Yo, that's just a little crazy for me. I'm like,
that's a shame.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness, Cat freaking Williams, guys.
What is he
Cat
doing?
Williams. Okay, so